Just before we dig in, I'm curious, who that's not a part of the panel tonight is an author or desires to be one? Just so we can get a, all right, Miss Lisa, that's it? All right, well, hopefully tonight it'll change some of your minds, because I personally believe that everybody has a book in them, or at least a story to tell. And if you're worried about the writing aspect, we're going to learn tonight from our authors about how you can overcome that. Things like ghostwriters or recorder devices and everything under the sun that'll help you. So, without further ado, Darren Palmer, come on up here, join me. Let's have a conversation. All right, hopefully you can project. What's that voice like?
It sounds good.
Say what's up to the people in the
What's
back.
up, people? What's up?
All right, so Darren, I'm just going to ask you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Give me that, 10-second elevator spiel. Who is Darren Palmer?
Well, Darren Palmer is the CEO of DMP Enterprises. Our specialty is self-published in 30 days. We help debunk the myth that it takes 10 years, 5 years, that you got to spend a lot of money to share your story with the world. So that's what we do.
Okay. Now, I'm already intrigued because I did write a book and it took me 5 years. So I want to see what mistakes I made. Can you tell us a little bit about what made you decide to become an author, and specifically an author of how to create a book within 30 days?
Well, I do speaking for corporate and leadership training for colleges. So I had a coach who told me, he said, Darren, if somebody asks you something 3 times, say 3 times.
3 times.
All right, now I feel like I'm in church right now. All right. I see the pastor. I feel good. If you do something 3 times, if somebody asks you something 3 times, no matter who you are, if you are an artist, if you're in a company, if they ask you something 3 times, create a product. Did y'all hear that's a good game I gave y'all? Yeah, that's some folks from Cleveland out here, so it's a good game. We ain't gonna go there right now. But anyway, catch that on the way home. I just look like this. But at the same time, if somebody asks you something 3 times, create a product. So when I would get off stage, or someone would hear me speak, they would buy my book. They would say, I love your book, and I want to get it. Or they'll come to me weeks later and say, I love your book, but I have a story that I want to share. So if they ask me something 3 times, I create a product, a course. But we found out that a lot of people would get information, but they wouldn't have application. So they wouldn't apply it. So we went back into the lab and had accountability partners that would work with the people and give them the actual team of people. So you didn't have to worry about the editors, the interior designers, and your royalties, because we would take care of all that for you in-house.
I like it. So what kind of research did you personally have to do in order to put all of this together before it was packaged and able to be presented to all of us?
Well, the research I had to do was write my own book. So I'm a 5-time author, so by me going through it, I was able to see the nicks, the bruises. So you see I'm scarred up. I just got this blazing suit on. I'm scarred up right now. I'm looking like that old uncle in Lion King right now, Simba uncle right now. But so I want other people to have to go through the same problems that I went through. So your pain is your product. So by me going through the pain, a lot of people look at that as that's an issue or that's a problem. Your pain will give you your game. But a lot of you are looking for something to fall out of the sky. But the thing is, what you went through, what was your pain point? So I got tired of seeing people being manipulated by other publishing companies and charging them a lot. I got tired of seeing people have a garage full of books that they weren't using because somebody charged them several $1,000s more and they weren't even going to use those books. So we decided to give the power back to the authors and the writers and let them order as they needed and be able to touch their demographics that they wanted to touch.
I like it, Darren. Now, I want to slow down for 1 second because you mentioned that you authored 5 books. Now, we're not going to skirt past that. What are these 5 books? And are they all still like helping how to write a book, or are they fiction? Tell us a little bit about the 5 books you've written.
Well, the 5 books we have, I started a series. I kind of had that chicken noodle soup for the soul swag there for a minute, So I had Extraordinary Over Ordinary because it was about branding. The only reason I made a book was because they told me, they said, hey, Darren, you're a speaker, but if you're going to get paid more money than speaking, nobody else don't want to hire a speaker. They want you to be an author. So that's how Mr. Donovan Boyd had me coming, because I'm an author, girl. I'm an author. That's what they say to me when I come out. But at the same time, I realized to be considered as somebody who's real and a leadership expert, I had to create a book. So I created Extraordinary Over Ordinary Leadership Stories from Past and Present for just different thought leaders and change agents. I went to another book, was Believing the Impossible is Possible, with the same brand name of Extraordinary Over Ordinary. But what I started finding out is that a lot of people weren't able to differentiate between the two of the books. So they started, well, I thought that was extraordinary. Some of the sisters at the church, they get confused with all that. So
wait, Wait, the sisters? Why the sisters at the church?
Well, the old men at the church too. Well, I'm people talking about people getting in that church, so I don't want to offend nobody. So what we did, we created quote books, and that's another myth that people have. They think the only way that you can do a book, it got to be Alex Haley with roots. You know, they think about Kunta Kinte, it ain't Black History Month, it ain't February, or they get caught up on that they got to be Malcolm Gladwell. The key to the game is regardless if you got a book that's 50 pages or whether it's 200 pages, it's still a book and you consider the author. So you hear the little cute boo-boo, or you here to go and use that leverage piece and get your bread up.
I'm here to do both.
Go do it then. Do it like that.
I just want to check real quick. Are you guys hearing us okay in the back?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. You are giving us great nuggets there, and I appreciate it. But I do want to ask about your self-publishing course. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and how do we know whether or not that's the next direction for us to take?
Well, the reason you know it's the next direction if you want to get your story out. Now, if you want to go around and tell everybody, I got 5 books, but I haven't published none of them, then we're not for you. But if you're about that action like Jackson and you want to get your story out to the world, if you want to make an impact, if you want to be considered a leader in your field, then we are the people that you're looking for. Look at this. And I don't mean no harm, I know I'm in another state, but I got to represent where I'm from. You hear the Southern draw like Tim McGraw, baby. I don't hide from that. I'm from the great state. You know, I'm from Tejas, that's Texas. We're doing Texas history today. But the thing is that we realize that speed is the new fast. Say speed, is the new fast. The thing is you don't want to be slow. The only thing you want to be slow is you get rid of your money being slow. But you want to make sure that you get your story out because we got an OC. And I'm not talking about Orange County, California. I'm talking about the opportunity cost. Every moment that you're sitting there and not putting your story out, that's that young man out there that's in the streets who put a pistol to the head and robbing somebody because he don't have the right information. That's that young lady that's swinging on the pole because she don't have the right information. And she could be the next Condoleezza Rice and she could be the next Oprah Winfrey. Because you sitting up there and you being selfish, well, I don't know if I got time, but Love and Hip Hop coming on, and you know Empire come on Wednesday night, girl. I can't write right now. If you focus on what you need to do, you'll realize that you create multiple streams of income, and also you got a legacy piece. What does it mean to your child, or your cousin, or that person that you work with when they see that you did it? It doesn't have to be Steve Harvey that do it. You can do it too.
That's right. Yeah. He is preaching up here, y'all. Okay, now I'm going to ask one of the questions from my list here because I'm kind of flying off with energy. He gives me great energy up here, so it's easy. But I do want to ask you specifically, can you break down for us the different forms of publishing a book?
Okay. You have traditional publishing. Basically, that's when you think of, well, I'm going with a traditional publishing company, and they're supposed to get me out into all the public, and they're supposed to get me out to the masses. I'm supposed to be on Good Morning America and all of that. But typically, we got a lot of people in the music industry here. So, where I'm from, we believe in independent authors, or not just authors, but artists as well, because you're able to have more control of your particular work and of your money. So that's the same thing that you have with traditional and self-publishing, non-traditional publishing. Traditional publishing, they can tell you to do something, but the market has been squeezed, just like the music industry has been squeezed. So now all of a sudden, it's about what you bring to the table, because they just like a bank. They want a for sure bet. If you already got a crowd, you got a following, your social media numbers are up, then they want to work with you. They got to recoup their money. So the main thing is, if you're somebody who's getting a book, if you the average Joe, or you just somebody who's trying to share your story, the people who know you, your power base, are the ones who are going to buy from you in the first place. So it doesn't matter about you having been on Good Morning America, because a lot of people don't even know you, and they're not going to get you on there anyway. They want to see what you're going to do. But they might tell you know what? Hold up. Cool out, hold up. We can't put your book out right now. Cool out said, I want my book to come out in December. They tell you, now you got to wait till 2020. Now look how many opportunities Cool Out missed out on because he had let somebody else have control of his product when he could have made the decision to have it out. And it's not just about having a book out in a $20 book. Somebody can say, you know what? I want to have you come and speak at my event. Or one young man that I worked with, he got a biology degree. He came out with a quote book. He went in for an interview. He said, as a token of my appreciation to the HR department, I want to give you my new publication. Guess who was a finalist for the position? He was. Guess who ended up moving from Chicago and going to Detroit and got a position? So now he's getting paid $20,000 to $30,000 more than he was making beforehand because he used a little book, was a quote, but it had nothing to do with his degree. So the game is to be sold, not told, and that's what you'll find yourself.
I like it. Now, you've already told us, you've answered my next question, which was, you know, the do's and don'ts of being an author. You used Cool Out as an example, but I really want to know, specific to you, what kind of doors have been opened since you've become an author?
A lot of doors. For one, I'm able to know Mr. Donovan. Boy, get Donovan a hand clap, please. You know what I'm saying? I know my man. So the thing is that it opens up opportunity, and that's the leverage piece. It allows for you, if you want something to change in your community, it allows for you to come up and sit on different boards for civic organizations. I'm on several boards now. I'm coming from a single parent childhood, with a single parent mother, didn't know who my dad was locked up in the penitentiary. My grandmother was about to have me come in. My grandmother said, well, we're going to have my baby have an abortion because I want her to have a degree. I want her to go to college. But the key to it was before it was you could be pregnant and get a deal on MTV being pregnant at 16. They isolated them and put them to the side. And as my mom was there, they was picketing in the streets. They carried my mom to the back, let her in, and she laid on that table with my grandmother crying profusely. The doctor came in and said, you know what? We can't go through with this process. They said, why can't you go through the process? You had us come all the way up here. They said the baby's too far along. The key was I wasn't too far along, but I was big for my size. The same thing that I was laughed at on the playground ended up saving my life. I had a big head, y'all. It's all right to laugh.
I love it. So I don't want this to just be a conversation between the two of us, but oh my goodness, this energy. I just want to check the room. Do anybody have any questions for Darren? What questions you guys have about self-publishing, his process, anything?
What's the cost
in the
for
back?
An average book to come out in 30 days? What would be the cost?
The cost for that would be less than 2 stacks, $1,697. You can't beat that. Most people charge $7,500. 35-year-old woman in LA charges $16,000. They're not even doing what we're doing. The main thing that you're paying for is a consultant, but what we throw in as bonuses is we'll do the design of your book, a 3D image. Okay, let me give y'all some guys. If you can put something down, what we'll do is I have a designer create a 3D image for you. What we'll do is then put a landing page up. And then what we'll do is put it out for pre-order. So everybody in here are people of influence. So people who know you, they will invest. They're not going to walk up to you and give you $20. But if you have an image of, oh, I didn't know that they had a book coming up. I didn't know that Karen had a book coming out. Now, guess what they're going to do? Now you have given them a vehicle to pay you with now. Now they can just pay, come straight to your account. Then they can help expedite the process. Not the $16.97. Half of that going to be written off on your taxes. That's the game. You better learn from Trump now. Don't hate it. You start participating. So the key to it is you do half of that to be cutting your taxes. And then the other thing is the people, like if 20 people buy your book, that's $400 knocked off. Plenty of y'all know 20 people that will help contribute and help you if they see you doing something positive. So that's the main thing. And it will be in your family as an heirloom forever. So there it is.
Golden nuggets. Golden nuggets. Do we have another question? Okay, Darren, why don't you tell everybody how they can find you on social media or online? How do we stay in touch with you? And how do we start our self-publishing journey?
Okay, well, to get in contact with me, you can go to self-publish30days.com. And I have information in the back, too, if you need a flyer or something to carry home with you.
I need you to repeat that because I lost
Okay. Self-publish30days.com. And if you're on any social media platforms, you can find us at DMP Enterprise, DMP Enterprise. Put that with an S. You know what I'm saying? Make that plural. I know a few drinks is being had. I don't want y'all to say, I don't know what he said. He said D something. So the main thing is make sure that you get a flyer or something in the back. And how you can start your process is this way. Come up with 3 or 4 ideas that you have as a title. They don't have to be perfect. I want you to come up with 8 to 12 ideas of what you want to write in that particular book. What you can do then is email that over to me and my team. We will set up a consultation with you and we will help line it out. So each week or each day, depending on your time, you will be able to write out because those ideas and topics will end up being your chapters. So after you get
I like it. Go ahead.
I got a question now. You deal with a lot of writers. What do you suggest and what do you tell writers when it's time for the writing process? Because a lot of writers believe they got to sit down for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and write out a whole book. We don't necessarily have to do that, correct?
I love that. See, that's why I'm a man right there. We're going to do straight right there. See that? I like how you think. The key to it is what Cool Out brought out. You don't have to do it the old school way. Instead of looking at Microsoft Word and looking at pages, if you got an Apple operating system, what you can do is this. How many of you got a smartphone? Okay. take that smartphone out. Instead of talking bad about people on Instagram, all you got to do is just pull your smartphone out and use your voice memo. And then on that particular topics that I told you to put out on an outline from 8 to 12, what you do is if that topic, one of your topics is passion, speak for 10 to 15 minutes just about passion in the phone. What you do is sit there recording to us. We'll have it transcribed. Now you're not looking at a blank sheet no more. Now you got a rough draft. Now we got to do is just edit it. You add a couple sentences here and there. Now you got your chapter done.
I like it.
That's real.
So I'm going to ask my first question again. How many people out there think they're interested in writing a book? Yeah, see, right? Because if you weren't interested before, I think Darren has started more interest now. Any final thoughts, Darren?
My main thing is that somebody is waiting on you. I got a principle that I call CPR. It's an acronym that I use. You must understand that you're capable, you must be prepared, and you must be ready to do whatever it takes. Because as long as you sit here, and I know you're thinking, well, I haven't made it this, I don't have this much money, I don't have more degrees than a thermometer. The devil is a lie, as the old one would say in church. The key to it that you got to understand is that your story is important. And could you do something for me right now? Let me see your hand. Could everybody just raise your hand? Put your hand to your face. Nobody has a fingerprint like you.
That's right.
So go be the best you that you can be, baby. That's what
I
we do.
love it. Everybody, put your hand for Darren Thomas. Just a reminder, when we're done, Darren is set up in the back.